Welcome everybody to Tech Tuesday, and today I would love for you to meet Edgar. Now Edgar is a scheduling tool, and unlike Hootsuite or Buffer, Edgar allows you to build your post library. And what I mean by that is on Hootsuite or Buffer, once you schedule your post and it's sent out, it's gone. With Edgar, however, you get to build your library, meaning if you have a post that you want to be able to repeat, you add it into your library, and once it's sent out, you can send it again, and again, and again, until you delete it. So this is going to save you time and energy having to post and repost and copy and paste. So let's get started. First of all, as you can see with Edgar, you can add in accounts from Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook pages, or even a group, and of course LinkedIn. What it doesn't allow you to post to is Pinterest or Instagram, okay? And so far for what you want to be able to do, that's just fine, okay? Now what we're going to start out with is after you've added in your accounts, you're going to go to categories. And this is really where you're going to start building your library. As you can see, I've got categories for Bible verses, great posts, music, my own blog posts, and then I have my church account on here too. So I have my church events, fundraising, ministries, sermons. I don't have anything in my promotional. And then I have this unique category here called Use Once. Now, the wonderful thing about categories, you can add pretty much anything you want. Let's say we're going to add a new one. Let's do quotes. And there's a little checkbox here. And when you put it in for your scheduling, you have this option of making a slot random. And any of the categories that you have checked to include in random, then those will be obviously included in that rotation. If you don't want that to be set in the random slots, then you uncheck it. Simple as that. Let's go back to categories. One thing to understand though too is with Use Once, it cannot be randomized. And I'm kind of bummed by that because now I have to have specific slots where I use Once. And it'd be kind of nice to be able to include Use Once into those random slots, but it is what it is. It's still a great feature. And obviously with Use Once you put something in there, you post it and it's gone. But for some things, that's just exactly what you want to be able to do. Once you've created the categories you want, and you can continue to add and delete and whatever you want, you go ahead and click Schedule. And this is where you're going to set up your schedule. That's why it's called Schedule. So I'm going to just click on my page so that we can kind of refine this a little bit. And based on whatever your stats are for your page or Twitter or anything like that, you set up your times. And as you can see, at 11 a.m. every day, I have a post that goes out from my Bible verse. Then I have random slots throughout the day, which pulls from my quotes, from my favorite posts, and from my blog post as well. And I'll show you how to add in an RSS feed in just a minute. Then of course I have my other slots for Use Once, and then later in the evening I have my music slots. So that's your schedule. It's simple. Set it and forget it. You can add it at any point in time you want. It doesn't have to be at the top of the hour. It can be 4:03 or 4:05, whatever you really want to do. And adding a time slot is simple. You click on it, you choose which social media outlet you want, all of them or none of them, whatever you want, the time, and then of course the category. Now let's build your library. You're going to click to library, and actually if you've noticed at all, at the top of each page, on every page, you have this little button here called Add New Content. Okay, Add New Content. So you can build your library from anywhere you want. And you can also, on Firefox, there's a little bookworm that you can add on there. Chrome has an add-on you can do as well. So let's just go ahead and add some content. Actually, first I'm going to show you how to do RSS feed. To add an RSS feed, and if you don't know what that is, an RSS feed is, let's say you have a favorite blog that you like, and you want to be able to add in those posts into your feed. So I'm going to add a new one, and I'm just going to copy and paste. This is my friend Wendy Blight's blog. So I'm going to just paste it in there, select category. These are going to do great posts, and I'm going to check all, import new items daily, and I'm going to be able to approve content before adding to the library, because you may not want to add every single post that someone likes from your feed. I have another feed from Relevant Magazine, and they have several posts that go out, so I kind of want to be able to pick and choose what will connect with my audience. So then you create feed, and it'll do its little thing. Ah, they found it. Good. So now it's been added in, and you can see it right here. And import daily, use pending, and last import is right here. So if you can see, I have some imported items from my other feeds that I need to be able to review. And let's click on this one. See, this one has a giveaway, and so that's one of those things you may or may not want to include. So you can go in here and you can change the text, and this is especially for your Twitter. And then you want to have your Facebook message. I can also add an image from my desktop, whatever I would like, and be able to schedule. And let's say you can change your categories, anything you need to do for this particular post. Okay, so I'm going to cancel that for now. All right. Again, with the use once. Sorry, let me back up. Sorry. When you go onto your library, you can see how many posts you have in each category. And like I said, with music, that's something I can continually build, and I don't have to copy and paste every single week. I can just build on what I already have. And if there's a song that I really enjoy, and I'm like, oh, I wonder, did I add that song? I can search my library to see if I've added it. Okay, and I haven't. Actually, this is a different song, but I don't have Hillsong's Ocean in there. And so I can go ahead and add that without repeating it. Ones that you might want to repeat are, for instance, maybe your own personal blog posts. If you want to have 2 copies of each with a different kind of intro, especially as you're starting out. Otherwise, look at the same one a little more often than you may want them to be able to get. Okay? And when you're going to your library, or let me go back to the categories. If you want to, and maybe you've been sitting down, you've been adding a whole bunch of content, and it's not in the order that you want it to be, you can shuffle it. So you hit the little shuffle button, and boom, everything's shuffled. Because right now, as I was adding some of my blog posts, like I said, I would put 2 copies in. Well, they would be one after another, and I don't want them to be able to do that. I want them one here, and maybe 3, 4, 5, and then another one, okay, of the same copy. You can also go in to your queue, and if you want to check things out, you can hone in to see, okay, what's coming up for music. So I click on music, and this is what's coming up next. Or maybe I want to check out what's going on with my my page to see what is in order there. So I'm going to click on my page, and that's going to propagate, and here we go. And you know what? I've sent this one out a little bit already, and I want to skip it. It doesn't delete it, which is wonderful. If I want to delete it, I'd have to go to my library and delete it from my category. But for now, I just want to skip it because I've had it on there a little bit much. Okay? Right now, Edgar is $50 a month, and for when you're looking at something that's scheduling, that is a little steep. But I think it's priceless in the sense that I don't have to keep rebuilding my library, and I don't have to spend so much time copy and pasting every single week. I can put it in there, set it, and forget it. However, there is a bit of a rumor, don't tell anyone I told you, there's a bit of a rumor that Buffer is working on its own opportunity for this kind of setup where you can rebuffer specific posts so that you can build your library with Buffer. And the thing with Buffer is it's $122 a year, which ends up being only $10 a month compared to the $50 a month with Edgar. So I'm really curious to see how that's going to work in its beta stage. And Edgar is going to be in for some pretty stiff competition because Buffer's been around for a lot longer than Edgar has. So I imagine their customers are going to be thrilled with this new addition. So in a nutshell, that's Edgar. It's a phenomenal resource. I do recommend it very much. But like I said, once Buffer comes out with their rebuffer option, I think Edgar might need to be able to step up its game and see what else they can create to keep their customers on their side. So thank you for joining me for Tech Tuesday. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got to learn something new. And I hope to see you next week as well. And don't forget, sharing is caring.